Right now in the military, they're seeing record numbers of suicides, record numbers of divorces, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. These wars that we are in are really tearing family units apart. I sat with the chief of chaplains in his office, and he told me that. He said, every troop who goes to the field has an opportunity to get a Bible if he wants. We have, plenty of Bibles. We got plenty of toothpaste. They have everything they need. What's missing? And he said, well, again, it's the family. Everybody is so focused on the troops, the family kind of gets left behind. For the last 54 years, we've been sending out missionaries all over the world to open up these hospitality houses and to invite soldiers and their families to come. Cadence vision statement is to exalt Christ in the nation through the lives of transformed military people. It's very important, not only to chaplains, but to the Department of Defense, to our government, that these families are taken care of, because they know when a soldier's on the front line, he knows there's people taking care of my family, and they're gonna be okay. He can focus on his job, and he's a better soldier. We see our part in that kingdom work. We're not trying to do it all, but establish the kinds of partnerships and train the kind of people that have that heart and that mindset for the world. There is this kind of self-preservation in organizations that have been around for a while. It's very easy to get real focused on ourselves, but we don't insist, hey, it's got to say Cadence on it, because we are better together in building the kingdom than we are when we are apart. Our longest and most successful partnership has been with Child Evangelism Fellowship, called Military Children's Ministry. We've talked with an organization that specializes in finding jobs. We're talking with an author who's written a book and has an organization that could really help families doing some re-entry retreats. When we look around the military landscape, we see a lot of young moms, and a lot of young moms that are alone.
In our last assignment, we were there for 4 years, and my husband would be home for 2 months, and he'd be gone for 3 months. During that time, my uncle passed away. A woman from our church took her life and the life of her 2 children while her husband was in Iraq. Our good friend, he was shot and killed in Afghanistan. My father-in-law picked us up from the airport and said, guess what? Your mother and I aren't going to stay married anymore after 43 years. It was a very lonely, miserable part of my life. And I have older cousins who said, hey, you really need to go to MOPS. So I drove 40 minutes one way to a MOPS meeting. It made me feel like I wasn't alone. These other women understood that.
Here's an organization that has great expertise in reaching these women and bringing them together. We're currently working on a partnership with MOPS.
So the idea is for us to figure out how we can work together. We're all just trying to reach families.
And so we thought, well, if we come up with these card kits where a child can write to their dad and say, hey, tell them about the first day of school. It would just establish another connection, another way to say to dad, I love you, I'm okay, I miss you, can't wait for you to be home. MOPS, they said, every year we do a craft project, and this would be the perfect project for our groups. Out of that, Kids Link was born. So they put the word out to 4,000 MOPS groups. These card kits have been pouring in, I think close to 2,000 card kits.
And our MOPS moms are excited about the opportunity of giving something out to the community that has given so much to them.
God and His Spirit, He's leading us to some significant partnerships.
The fact that it's not just about them or about us or somebody else down the road, it's about how we can all do this together to reach more families, to reach more moms, to reach more children. And how can you stop that?
You talk to any of the leadership at Cadence, and it just feels like there is a fresh wind blowing.
To see how God's going to use these different programs that we're passionate about and unleash it into something amazing. I mean, it's exciting.